So we are going to be looking at a scenario where civilization starts over. We are on episode 13, and in the last episode we saw the climax of the Indian Civil War. We saw around 11 new countries be birthed out of India, with Sri Lanka being split into 4 countries, Indonesia getting a puppet state out of southern India. We got Bangladesh and a bunch of countries up here. We also saw Central Asia be more cleaned up, I guess. We're going to be seeing some more stuff happening in this episode. 3 more Central Asian countries popped out with this like light green one, a pink one, and like a lavender one. The Middle East blew up yet again. And if you guys enjoy these videos, make sure to like and subscribe. Let's get into it. And we see England falling apart. England won the War of Empires in episode 10. They were part of the Circles, I think. And ever since they gained the Scottish land, they have really not assimilated it as well as they should have. These two aren't in any alliances. So we see Scotland make an invasion into England. And these areas that England recently annexed kind of want to join up. Well, they want to join back up with Scotland. So Scotland's going to get these lands fairly easily, but this is where it's going to turn into a challenge. We do see London push back against this offensive and kind of forming like an encirclement. But then we see one of the most neutral countries, Wales, get in on this war because recently a new leader has just installed himself into power and he encircles the capital of England and takes it. One of the biggest cities in the world, being, well, England's capital, has just been taken over by Wales, and no one saw this coming. Everyone thought Wales was a extremely neutral country, and they were right until, this happened. And Wales and Scotland split England amongst themselves. Turn on major cities. Wales is really benefiting from this. They gained 3 major cities, and they're even thinking about moving their capital to this new major city over here because it has a higher population and better infrastructure. In the world right now, since the War of the Greats ended, there's only been really one alliance, and it's the Triangles because, well, they won. But recently, some people have left the Triangle Alliance, being Germany, Prussia, Norway, and the African country. What I'm getting at is we see a new alliance pop up. I don't know if you'd call this an alliance, but we see the first ever defensive pact being made between Prussia and the Germanic country. These two swear on if one of them gets attacked, the other one will help. And with the emergence of this defensive pact, we see a one between the lime and the red, as well as between the red and this yellowish one. These two don't make one because they're not as close as, well, they both are to the red team. Defensive pacts are becoming a pretty big thing as Turkey and Iraq make a defensive pact. That is going to do it for this episode in defensive pacts. We could see more coming up in future episodes, but that's all I'm going to do now because it's a new feature that just got implemented. We now see the Russian explorationists up in Siberia start exploring more of Siberia. It's not going to be much because these areas are very cold, but just know that they're slowly exploring it bit by bit. It gets really cold up here. They're thinking about turning around, but they're going to go a little bit further, and they're going to explore land. That looks something like this. And we have the seafoam green, like little, I don't even know, Siberian country over here. They also explore parts of Siberia, and both of these countries are going to start expanding up into Siberia. And we also see this seafoam green country expand into more of the tail of Siberia, I'm going to call it. And they explore more. This red team down here is also going to explore up into this tail of Siberia. Russia is going to, well, expand ever so slightly, kind of along this. And the seafoam green, instead of expanding this way, they took a little bit of areas up here, over here, and down here. Let's go over to this mess of Central Asia. As we see provinces inside of the blue and brown and just all over declare their independence from mainly the blue. They say the blue country isn't running the country correctly for their people, and we have a new country popping up. Within this distractedness, this one that got completely destroyed in the last episode expands out and even captures the capital of the blue country. And so now the blue country is falling apart, and very quickly, this pitiful, like, pink one is going to expand their borders, and this green one is going to expand down and take over these areas. The rest of it is going to fall over to this rebellion, and we have the strongest country in the Central Asia just collapsed. As you can see, this blue country had quite a few major cities, and this rebellion even captured a major city inside of the brown team. They're going to put their capital right there. This, like, orange one is going to move their capital over to the old blue one. And this green one up here is now the most powerful out of them all. We do now see a new country pop up over next to these other ones. It's going to expand itself kind of tiny. It's going to be smaller than these other ones, but it's going to have a little bit of a bigger population. The leader of this country is going to know when they need to stop expanding as a country, and they're going to stop around this. These guys, since they are a new little area, it's going to take them a little bit to get their capital set up, but once they do, it's going to go right there. And this country is even going to take the time to set up a couple major cities. One being there, there, and there. The leader of this country is very smart, and yeah, now we have a new Central Asian country. Over here in Japan, we see this blue one enter into this Central Japanese country. And we also see the green one enter in. If you can remember, this green one is completely ran by military, kind of like the Lime team. But they're going to take out, they're going to enter in and take a lot of land from this Central Japanese country. Turn on major cities. These guys only have 2 more major cities, and now they only have 1. Well, 2 if you count their capital. But then we see this the new purple Japanese country, invade into the green one, and they take not their capital, but they take a lot of major cities very quickly, and they actually are able to take this whole island. With this central one is able to push back the offensive and make a landing inside of this area over here, which is theirs, by the way. And this central one is going to make an invasion, and the military-ran Japanese country is falling apart. But don't worry, it's not going to stop there, as, the capital is taken of this little Central Japanese country. But we also see the capital being taken of the military and the green Japanese country. The militaries who just figured out that their country is falling apart is just going to start pillaging through this new area, trying to take land, and they're actually going to get quite a bit. But this purple one is going to start invading up into this, like, these pink little rebels, and take all the major cities that they just captured from this green one. They enter down and take this major city of the Central Japanese country, and they just start completely destroying until all the people, all the military inside of this area leaves or surrenders over to the purple. But as they're going to go through, this country goes through and starts taking more land, the purple one is going to quickly advance into these areas they have not taken yet and take over half of the Japanese Isles. And they were the smallest country, I think. They were the smallest, and they just took over half of it. And the Japanese Isles are now split in half between, the more stronger purple side and the more populated north side. Down over here in the Middle East, we see 2 friends being Iraq and Turkey. Gonna go ahead and order out an operation to take out Syria. We see Iraqi troops enter in, and this Iraq country is already way stronger than Syria, taking, one of their major cities very quickly. We also see Turkey moving in from the north, taking out a lot of areas and capturing their other major city. These two have agreed to split Syria down the middle, and the main reason, well, Iraq was the one who called out this mission, was so that way they could get ocean access to the Mediterranean. Syria is not a super strong country, but they did have intentions of expanding, and then their capital is taken. Most of it falls back over to Iraq, but these two are going to work out a peace treaty between themselves. Now, Iraq did get more land, but Turkey got more of the valuable land. They got two major cities, one being the capital of Syria, and that was a really populated city. Iraq is now advancing in, well, the leaderboard of strong countries because now they have ocean access, so they can start building up a navy, and they're going to start sending their sights on other people around them, mainly being the people down here. Iraq is going to invade into this little tiny, like, yellow Middle East country. They're only just new, they're just a baby, but Iraq does not care. They're going to advance around and start taking land from this new little country. They're going to meet up with this exclave and take it all. This little baby country is now going to get split in half. And this, well, their capital is barely even a major city, and they don't even have a military yet. They just formed in the last episode from the collapsing Saudi Arabian government, and they're going to get swatted around very easily. Then we see a front over here go up and a front over here go up, land at the capital, and take it with ease. And this country falls, and this country sends a peace treaty over to Iraq to just not be attacked anymore because Iraq took one of their exclaves over here. And Iraq is now becoming a Middle East superpower. This area up here was a surprisingly populated area of Saudi Arabia, and their population have expanded a lot. They have a strong ally, which is in the top 15, and they themselves are probably in the top 25 strongest countries in the world. For the last event of this video, let's go over here to Europe, where we have a new alliance forming. The Germanic country is going to go ahead and make the new Circle Alliance because they have hopes on expanding, and they want, well, all of Europe underneath their thumb. We then see Prussia join in because they want some land too. We also see Greece join in on this alliance. And we see as a co-leader, the Blue Iberian team joins up on this alliance to retake the lost lands they once had. And I do want to say, like, the Circle Alliance, it's not the same Circle Alliance from the War of Empires, it's a different one. I'm just going to use the same shapes because it's the easiest. But that is going to do it for this video. Tensions in Europe are rising, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.